Greetings everyone, I'm Dr. Anth. In this video, I will present 28 arguments about why abortion is a man's problem, as described by Gabrielle Blair in her recent book, Ejaculate Responsibly, a whole new way to think about abortion. Blair is a religious mother of 6. She has a blog and book called Design Mom. Research shows that 99% of abortions are due to unwanted pregnancies, which are caused by men. Blair's arguments are: 1. Men are 50 times more fertile than women. Women can only have 1 pregnancy per year. Men could theoretically impregnate 365 or more women in 1 year. 2. Sperm live for up to 5 days. Women are fertile for about 24 hours. A woman can be not fertile when a man deposits his sperm, but since sperm can live for 5 days, she could become fertile and pregnant a few days after sex occurred. Women's fertility is unpredictable. Ovulation is unpredictable and cannot be accurately tracked. Men are predictably fertile every single day. As Blair states, we are laser focused on the wrong thing. 4. Ovulation is involuntary. Ejaculation is not. 5. Birth control for women is hard to access and hard to use. Female contraception requires a prescription, which requires a doctor's visit and a pharmacy, and the list of side effects of female birth control is long and serious. Blair says, men, consider what your girlfriend, wife, partner is doing for you. She's fertile 3% of the time and addressing her fertility 100% of the time, whether she has sex or not. 6. Birth control for men is easy to access and easy to use. Men's options are condoms, which also prevent disease, and vasectomy, which are quick outpatient procedures which cause little pain and can be reversed. 7. Society clings to the idea that men hate condoms. Research says sex with a condom feels just as good as without. But many men associate sex without a condom as a sort of successful conquest. 8. Vasectomies are less risky than tubal ligations. Tubal ligations require cutting into the woman's abdomen and require weeks of recovery. Vasectomies are a quick outpatient procedure with full recovery in a few days and are much cheaper than a tubal ligation. There are no documented deaths from vasectomies, but there have been deaths from tubal ligations. 9. We expect women to do the work of pregnancy prevention. Men get fun with none of the work. 10. We don't mind if women suffer as long as it makes things easier for men. Suffering includes the husband stitch after an episiotomy. Supposedly, this makes sex more pleasurable for men, but it definitely can make sex more painful for women. And research shows it doesn't actually improve men's pleasure. It's just another way to control women. 11. Society teaches that the man's pleasure is the purpose and priority of sex. When a man orgasms and ejaculates into a vagina, that is considered sex. If the woman doesn't orgasm, it's still considered sex. Quoting Blair, When men choose to have condomless sex, they are putting a woman's body, health, social status, job, economic status, relationships, and even her life at risk in order to experience a few minutes of slightly more pleasure. Would men really choose a few moments of slightly more pleasure over risking a woman's whole life? Yes, they would. It happens every day. 12. Women can be impregnated without experiencing pleasure. And women enjoying sex does not lead to pregnancy. What leads to pregnancy is a man having irresponsible ejaculations. 13. Men cause all unwanted pregnancies. Women have no control over their eggs. Men have total control over where their sperm is released. 14. We expect women to be responsible for their own bodies and for men's bodies. Why can't men be in charge of their own bodies and always default to having and using condoms? He shouldn't have to wait for her to request that he wear a condom. He should be in charge of his own bodily fluids and what happens to them. 15. We need to shift our focus to men. If men quit having irresponsible ejaculations, unwanted pregnancies will end. As Blair states, so we can see that this focus on men is a practical decision. This is a one-way street, and we've been driving the wrong way. 16. Holding men accountable for their actions does not make women victims. Men who irresponsibly make a woman pregnant leave the woman with no choice but to deal in some way with that pregnancy, whereas the man can just walk away. Why should women have to do all the work of pregnancy prevention? 17. The uneven power dynamic between men and women is real and can turn violent quickly. There are many statistics that demonstrate the high rate of violence against women by the men in their lives. But one of the worst is that the main cause of death for pregnant women is being murdered. And that murderer is frequently the man who got the woman pregnant. 18. A woman can't walk out on a pregnancy. Men can and do. 19. We're not honest about pregnancy and childbirth. Pregnancy and childbirth are dangerous and can result in permanent disability. Serena Williams almost died from a blood clot after giving birth. As Blair notes, I think it's safe to say that if sex were as risky for men as it is for women, with an unwanted pregnancy potentially leading to loss of social status, loss of career, a disruption of their education, physical disability, death, and the permanent responsibility for another human, then men would insist on having a choice in the matter. 20. The realities and burdens of parenting are unfathomable. Blair notes that the United States in particular is a difficult place to be a mother. It has inaccessible, expensive health care, no leave from work, crumbling infrastructure, including public schools, and little by way of a social safety net when things go wrong. every attempt to improve our policies is met with resistance. 21. Pregnancy should not be a punishment. Forcing a woman to have a child she does not want is a punishment to an innocent child. Why would anyone think that that is okay? 22. Adoption is not an alternative to abortion. The trauma of relinquishing a child to adoption is much worse than having an abortion. 23. There are 0 consequences for men who ejaculate irresponsibly. According to Blair, our society is set up to protect men from the consequences of their own actions. Our laws and policies could not be better designed to protect men who abandoned the pregnancies they cause. 24. Sperm are dangerous. Men who fail to responsibly manage their sperm create life and death consequences. 25. Men have more control of their bodies and sexual urges than we like to admit. We expect men to control their other bodily processes. They can control where and when they ejaculate. 26. Men can easily prevent abortions, but choose not to. If men want abortions to end, they just need to ejaculate responsibly. If we still have abortions, it's because men don't want to behave responsibly. 27. We know what works. What works is quality sex education and free, easily accessed birth control. Condoms everywhere. 28. This is how to take action. Share this information. Encourage everyone you know who produces sperm to wear a condom and ejaculate responsibly. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe to my channel.